Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my little accumulation of periodic table elements. Now before I start the video, I want to start off with an apology. I've been busy for the last 1 year or so, and I haven't been able to post any videos on YouTube. However, I failed to notify you guys that I won't be able to have any activity on YouTube, and I know that there are some of you guys who support me in the comments who are waiting for my videos, and to those people I would like to apologize. Now with this video, I also want to announce that I'm gonna start posting videos once again and be more active on YouTube once again. And since this isn't the kind of video that I usually make, the kind of videos I usually make are more like the Flipaclip animation and stuff, but these kind of videos where I recorded myself with my voice are not very common, and I haven't made them in a very, very long time. And I know that some of you guys don't like to watch this stuff, but I kind of wanted to make this video since this is kind of the stuff that I like, and I wanted to show you guys and tell you guys that I will be coming back to YouTube. Now, my main collecting goals are related to coin collecting and collecting minerals and fossils. So this element collection is not really my main area of interest. In fact, many of these specimens came from other minerals and coins and things that came from my personal collection, and I managed to accumulate these and form a decent little collection with most of the obtainable elements. You can either collect elements in pure form. I do have pure elements in some cases. You can also collect them in the form of everyday items. I choose to do both. And I also collect minerals in the form of elements in the form of minerals, since in many cases elements are often included in certain minerals. Minerals all contain elements either as part of its chemical formula, like how quartz contains silicon because it's SiO2, or it contains elements in trace form. For instance, uranium ores like autunite often contain trace elements of radium, radon, and thorium, actinium. So without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with hydrogen. I don't have any pure gas samples, so this empty bottle from the atmosphere contains small amounts of trace hydrogen within it. I also have a piece of jadeite and gypsum, both of which are minerals that contain hydrogen in its chemical formula. And I also have this 3D printed 1 to 50 billion scale model of the sun, about 28 millimeters wide. And since the sun is mostly made of hydrogen and is the powerhouse for everything on Earth, I thought it'd be kind of fun to have it, even though if it doesn't contain any hydrogen. Moving on to helium. I did this in the periodic table format, so it's gonna take me some time to move there. But helium number 2, it's also in the form of an empty bottle. I used to have some helium balloons, but I don't know where I put them now. And the picture below, these are actually small magnets. Most elements have them. These came from Theodore Gray's store, and I'm sure that many of you element collectors would know that he is like a very well-established guy. These photos came from him, and this is what helium looks like in its pure gassy form. Next up, lithium, and I have to go back there. For the lithium, I have a lithium battery, a piece of olivine, a piece of tourmaline, a watermelon tourmaline piece that's very beautiful. Beryllium, I have a small piece of emerald, which is technically the mineral beryl, which contains beryllium. And then for boron, I have a pure example of boron and some pyrex, which contains boron for increased durability. Carbon, I could of course get a diamond, but I have some pure carbon and some mechanical pencil leads that are also pure carbon. Nitrogen in the form of an empty vial, which is like 70% nitrogen. Oxygen in the form of this encased 4-leaf clover, and a few pieces of quartz, which is of course SiO2. We have some very cool pieces of fluorine with fluoride toothpaste and 2 pieces of fluorite. One's a very well-known locality. It's from the Roggerly mine in the United Kingdom. We have neon in another empty vial, and a piece of peridotite, which contains a somewhat sizable trace amount of neon. And then back to sodium, I have some sodium chloride and some sodalite. Magnesium, I have in the form of magnesite. I don't have anything else. I do have some like magnesium vitamins and stuff, but for mineral form, this is all I have. We have to go to aluminium, a ball of foil, a pure example, a tiny little sapphire, and a few 1940s World War II era Japanese aluminum coins. Crazy to think how aluminum used to be more valuable than gold until they found out how to extract it from bauxite. We have silicon. We have some pure silicon here, and a bunch of little minerals. We have some agates, some quartz, and some jaspers. Phosphorus, we have some matches that do contain phosphorus. I know they're colored green, but we have turquoise. Sulfur in the form of iron pyrite, iron sulfide, and also chalcopyrite. Chlorine in the form of sodalite, and also green chloride phantom quartz, which is chloride obviously contains chlorine. Argon in another form of this empty vial, very unreactive, and a piece of microline feldspar where potassium often reacts to form argon inside mineral molecules, so it does contain small amounts of argon. Now I'll be able to. We've got some potassium in the form of a very cool piece of moonstone and some amazonite. We have calcium, calcite, aragonite, and a seashell. Scandium in the form of peridot and aquamarine. Scandium gives aquamarine its color. Titanium, pure titanium, and some astrophyllite. Vanadium, and a piece of vanadinite. Chromium, and I can also technically use a piece of stainless steel as well. Manganese, some pure manganese crystals. Some rhodochrosite, and a golden dollar, which contains manganese. Iron, some pure irons, hematite, goethite, iron meteorite, and a piece of amethyst, which gets some of its color from radiation and also iron. Cobalt, nickel in the form of modern clad coins, and a pure example of nickel. A lot of copper. We have native copper, malachite and azurite, copper ores, pure copper, copper bullion, and cartwheel penny. Zinc, pure zinc, and modern zinc, copper plated zinc penny, the Zincans. Pure gallium. I have the AC on, so it's not liquid, but it's in solid form, but it gets a bit hotter than this and it's going to become a liquid. Germanium, arsenic in trace form in LEDs, selenium, trace form in chalcopyrite, and also selenite does not contain selenium actually as part of its chemical formula, although it was named after it. We have bromine, which can, this USB, some parts of it are brominated, and the Krypton light bulb. We have lepidolite in rubidium, strontium in trace form in limestone, and a piece of barite, yttrium, cubic zirconia, and unakite for zirconium, niobium, molybdenite pieces I've gifted from my friend, and a piece of molybdenum, technetium, not here of course, ruthenium and rhodium. I don't have any better examples for these both, so I have an iron meteorite that contains trace amounts of these from space. We have some palladium bracelets. These belong to my dad actually. Bunch of silver from my collection. We have cadmium, not pure cadmium, trace cadmium, indium, and some tin, and the old penny because it contains 5% tin because they're bronze. We have antimony, really cool, and tellurium, very reactive iodine. Lastly, we have a xenon camera, it contains xenon gas, atomic clock for cesium, and 2 pieces of barite for barium. I have these lighters for lanthanum and cerium. They contain these elements in their flint. We have praseodymium, neodymium magnet, promethium is obviously radioactive, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium. This is a €0 bill. It has no monetary value, but it does contain the same security features, so it will still have that glow in the dark terbium and europium. Dysprosium, holmium, erbium, trace amounts of thulium, ytterbium, and lutetium. I don't have any proper examples for these. Then we have hafnium, tantalum, which is actually beautiful. You can see the rainbow colors. We have tungsten in the form of the filament and pure tungsten, rhenium, a pen nib with osmium, an Alkaline meteorite that contains somewhat large amounts of iridium from space, platinum ring from my mother, it belongs to my mother, We have some gold flakes, some gold in vial. We have this little rock that contains trace mercury. I also have like a thermometer over there. You can see at the right end of the corner, there's thermometer. We have thallium, which is toxic, so I didn't want anything with real thallium, but it does exist in trace amounts of iron pyrite. This one's one of those famous cubes. Lead. We have a beautiful chunk of bismuth in its native ingot form and also in its crystal form. And then polonium, astatine. We have these a little piece of uranium glass. Uranium's decay cycle contains these elements. Radon, the form of granite, which will gradually emit tiny amounts of radon gas. Francium contains is included in trace amounts in uranium. They have a piece of uranium for radium as well, and also this tiny piece of barite, which contains small amounts of radium. And then the actinides, technically from actinium all the way to curium, I believe, are included in uranium's decay cycle. So I can technically substitute uranium glass for those, but I decided not to. We have actinium, we have trace thorium in this Vesta meteorite. Very cool. It does actually exist in somewhat considerable amounts in Vesta meteorites, so thorium's kind of cool. No protactinium. And we have some uranium here from uranium glass. And then from then on, all the other elements are very active and very unstable, so I probably won't be able to collect those. So that's it. That's about it. I know this video has been kind of long. Maybe you guys don't like this kind of stuff, especially if you like the videos I make about maybe history and astronomy and maybe marine biology. But this kind of video, I kind of wanted to tell you guys that I am still on YouTube. And kind of fun to make these old school kind of videos again. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in the future. I have some videos scheduled, for instance, one about the history of the Alpha Centauri system. That might take some time. I want to make it high quality. And I'm also going to make some other videos, maybe film more as well. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and it supports my channel a lot. Thank you very much, and until then, bye.